the women's Division I NCAA season already in full gear, there's been a ton of super exciting volleyball action happening in the collegiate landscape. Teams like Nebraska, Pittsburgh, Penn State, and Texas all rank among the top of the AVCA polls as they pursue their dreams of hoisting a national title. However, the biggest story in women's volleyball right now has nothing to do with the top dog programs. Instead, it comes from the University of San Jose State, where a pinhitter by the name of Blair Fleming is competing in Division I women's volleyball as a biological male. Before we hop into this incredibly polarizing story, if you could do me a favor and leave a like on this video, that would be greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe to the PME Volleyball channel if you are new. We create content regarding all things volleyball. And if you want to see some of my short form skits and other content, I highly recommend you check out PME Volleyball Shorts. That's where a lot of my reaction videos, skits, and other relatable volleyball content is all posted. I highly recommend you check it out. With that all the way, let's hop into the story of San Jose State University and their pin hitter, Blair Fleming. The University of San Jose State is a Division I women's volleyball program that competes in the Mountain West Conference. San Jose State women's volleyball had a pretty good year in 21 as they finished that season with a 19-10 overall record. Before that, the program has honestly been pretty mediocre. They haven't had a significantly dominant team in decades. Most of their seasons have ended right around the 500 mark or way below it. In 2022, the Spartans looked to build upon the success they found the year prior, and they brought in a pin hitter from Coastal Carolina, Blair Fleming. Blair proved to be an instant impact player for the Spartans. That season, they improved their record to 21-9, and they finished as a runner-up in the conference tournament. In Blair's first year at San Jose State, she played in 27 matches, and in 20 of those, she had 10+ kills. It's definitely safe to say that Fleming's impact for the Spartans was pretty instant, as she became one of San Jose State's crucial players. 2023 was a down year for the program. They found themselves taking a step back as their record went down to 13-18 on the year. They made no appearance in the postseason tournament, and this could partially be attributed to the San Jose State's new star player getting hurt halfway through the year. This year, Fleming was only able to take the court for 17 matches, and in those 17 matches, she recorded double-digit kills in 12 of the games. On average, she contributed 3.57 kills a set, which is a pretty crazy statistic. In 2024, San Jose State has had their best start to a season yet, finding themselves with a record of 9-1 at the time of recording this video. But that impressive record has not come without its fair share of controversy. There was an article published back in April concerning the gender identity of one of the San Jose State University players, that being Blair Fleming. A mother of one of the opposing players that Blair had played against came out and spoke to reporters. She had some suspicions about the nature of Blair's true gender identity and thought that because of Blair's natural ability and mannerisms, she might have been born a biological male. This article also states that Blair's biological sex was reportedly withheld from not only her opponents, but her teammates as well. We'll come back to that in a bit. We fast forward to the 2024 Women's NCAA Division I season, and a USA Today article has come out resurfacing this entire story. The links I used to gather all of my information for this video will be in the description. This article resurfaced the controversy that was brought up in the previous article that was published back in April concerning the true gender identity of Blair Fleming. Earlier this season, the Spartans were slated to face off against Southern Utah in a tournament on September 14th, but that match was canceled by Southern Utah. A few weeks later, Boise State did the same thing, forfeiting their match against San Jose State University. And as soon as a week later, Wyoming did the same thing. Although none of the schools indicated as to the true reason why they decided to cancel their matches against San Jose State University, the speculation is that they had no intention of facing off against Blair Fleming, a transgender athlete. Utah State has been another conference rival team to cancel their upcoming match against San Jose State University. The governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, came out with the following statement. He says, "I stand with the students, coaches, and leadership at Southern Utah and Utah State in their decision to forego their women's volleyball matches against San Jose State. It is essential that we preserve a space for women to compete fairly and safely." One of the most interesting parts of this story comes from Brooke Slusser, who is a co-captain for the San Jose State University women's volleyball team. On September 23rd, Brooke Slusser joined over a dozen dozen other female athletes in a class action lawsuit challenging the NCAA's Title IX protections for transgender athletes in women's sports. In the lawsuit, Slusser claims that San Jose State did not tell her that she had a transgender teammate, and her and Blair lived together in a residence with 3 other teammates. She then goes on to say when there were questions and controversies around Blair's true gender identity, that the San Jose State University women's volleyball players were told not to talk to people outside of the program about the gender identity of their teammate, Blair Fleming. Slusser also referenced potential safety concerns among teammates and opponents when sharing a court with a transgender athlete. This, without a doubt, is one of the biggest stories in the NCAA when it comes to women's volleyball right now. I think that there's a lot to unpack here, and there's also 2 sides to this story. I also believe that it is up to the NCAA to make an official ruling on this matter. They need to make the decision that they think is best fit for athletes moving forward when they compete at the collegiate level. But if we're being honest, knowing the NCAA, this matter is probably going to be resolved in, I say, maybe a decade from now. On one hand, I have a lot of empathy for Blair Fleming. There are a lot of just nasty people out there that have been leaving a lot of hateful comments on Fleming's social media posts, and I believe that that is honestly just completely uncalled for. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, and the sad reality of our world is that some people have decided to spread hate towards Blair's way. That is honestly despicable behavior, and I just want to go on record by saying I have empathy for Blair Fleming in this whole situation. I think without a doubt, it can definitely be said that Blair definitely has a passion for the game of volleyball. Everyone deserves a shot to compete at the biggest stage possible, especially when we all as volleyball players have put countless hours into perfecting our crafts. Blair is a redshirt senior this year, and it is very well likely that this will be her last opportunity to compete at the collegiate level. For most of us college athletes, these 4 years that we have to compete in collegiate sports will be the last chance we have to compete in the sports we love at a super high level. And after that, unless you are in the top 0.1% of athletes in your given field, you just won't have that opportunity to play that sport at a super high level anymore. On the other hand, there are some safety concerns regarding this matter, as brought to the limelight by her teammate, Blair Slusser. The speed and velocity at which the men's volleyball game and the women's volleyball game differs. There is a reason why the men's volleyball game is played on a higher net and the women's volleyball game is played on a lower net. I think that the change in net height is completely appropriate, and it allows both male and female volleyball players to compete and find the most amount of success. For a biologically born male to have the opportunity to compete on a women's net height rather than the men's could potentially be a dangerous situation for the team on the other side of the net. Another pressing issue in this story was the secrecy found in this whole situation, and the lack of clarity also raises some level for concern. It should have been made clear to Brooke Slusser and the rest of the San Jose State women's volleyball players that Blair Fleming was biologically born a male. Once the players did find out about Blair Fleming's true gender identity, the fact that they were told not to tell anybody outside of the program about this was completely an inappropriate move by anybody who made that decision at San Jose State University. This entire situation should have been handled much better by the University of San Jose State. That concludes not only one of the most interesting stories happening in the NCAA concerning women's volleyball, it's one of the most interesting volleyball stories in the world. I wanted to take the opportunity today to tell you about this story. These are the facts that I found regarding the situation, and you can feel free to comment down below your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and also check out PME Volleyball Shorts for some more amazing volleyball content. We cover pretty much everything volleyball, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.